Just understand the moment now, because we just talk about many things. Is there any understanding that this moment is not me, is no one? Because you see that we have overwhelmed on this and that, about this and that, with this and that. But at that very moment, we know when we are angry, what the characteristic of anger is. But it's me. So the point is that in the day, we see and we hear and we think. The reality which arises and see and think is not known as it is, because no understanding of the truth of what is that moment is only the moment of experiencing an object. Even at moment of liking something, it has to be the reality which experiences an object in its own way, its own function, its own characteristic. That's why when there's no understanding of the truth that actually what is there, just the moment of experiencing an object. So the truth is that why do we not understand the truth of whatever is there, even it is life or dislike, pain or pleasant feeling, because no understanding of the truth of what is there, no matter what, anger or pleasure. That is the reality which experiences an object in its own way or its own function or its own characteristic. We know that we like this so much, we like, but actually not understanding what we take for we, because it's only the reality which experiences an object. We can talk about it, different characteristic of different cetasikas, but in truth, it's all there here with taka and vichara and so on, but no understanding of the truth that it is a reality which arises and experiences in its own way. That's why the moment of developing the understanding of the truth of that which experiences, it is the moment to understand that no matter pleasure or unpleasant, like or dislike, it's only different reality which arises and experiences an object. We forgot about that. No matter it is like or dislike, it's that which arises and experiences an object. When there's more understanding of the reality which arises and experience, there can be letting go, not understanding that as it's only the reality which experiences the object right then. So it's useless just to think that life has such characteristic and function, but the moment when it's there, it's that which experiences an object to be familiar with the characteristic of the reality, which is classified widely as the reality which experiences an object and the reality which does not or cannot experience at all. And this is the moment of beginning to understand the truth of it is that which experience. So it's not me deeply in mind, beginning to let go the idea of self. Or that is hard, not my finger, not my leg. It's only hardness. It means that it's getting closer to the truth, that hardness is just hardness. And when we use the word hardness, even we don't say that it cannot experience. But the characteristic of hardness is that to be known. When it's hard, we don't have to say that it cannot experience an object, because the characteristic of hardness is that which does not experience anything at all. Just learn to be familiar with the characteristic which arises and experience, no matter in what way or what characteristic, no matter it is memory, sanya, or vedana, but it's the reality which at that very moment arising and experiencing an object. And that is the moment of understanding the truth, no matter what is there now or tomorrow. The characteristic appear all day, but not understanding that it's the reality which experiences an object or which cannot experience an object. That's why to let go the idea of self is to understand the characteristic of the reality which experiences nama, no matter what. When it appears, no one there at all. And rupa, that which cannot experience is there. But when it's there to be known directly, no word, because the understanding of the truth has been developed until the moment when it's there, it's known as it experiences and that which cannot experience. But we don't have to say that. The characteristic of that shows up as it is, hardness. So how can it can be seen or touching or whatever? It's only that which is touched, but it's not the touching which experiences it right now. There must be nama and rupa, but no understanding of the nama as nama and the rupa as the rupa, because it's taken for something all the time. That's why to understand the truth of that which no matter what, like, dislike, vitaka, memory, feeling, or whatever, it is only that which experiences an object. If this is not known, then nama, rupa, paricheta, jnana cannot appear as it is. To be no one and no thing, only that which experiences with different characteristics and function, that's all. For example, there is liking, attachment now. Do we have to say out or to be a little gradually familiar with that characteristic as it is the reality which experiences the object in its own way? For now, there is hardness. And what about that which touch or experience there? It's there, unknown. So it's time to understand the characteristic of that which experiences, no matter what the object is, whether it's seeing or hearing, it experiences that which is seen and that which is heard. Touching now is not known, only hardness appears. But there must be the reality which experiences hardness. And so it's time to understand that little by little, that they are different. Hardness is not that which experiences. So hardness is there as the object. But that which experiences it is also there, but it's not known at all. So it conditioned the idea of I with nobody there at all, no one, only the reality which experiences hardness, but it's not known as it's a reality which experiences hardness. So it's I there until there can be moment of understanding the characteristic which experiences an object little by little. So at moment of touching, there can be the understanding of either hardness or that which experiences it, different ones, by its characteristic, its nature. This is the way, this is the moment which right understanding develops to pay attention to that which experiences now, little by little, by conditions. Without the understanding of the difference between the two, how can there be the understanding of that which arises as experience an object from birth to death, non-stop, different ones, only once in samsara, right now? We used to think in words, but not used to understand the truth directly. That's why from hearing again and again and again, it can be a moment of thinking about it. Because in a day we think a lot about everything, but not the reality right now. Because of the accumulation in years and years ago, more strong to condition moment of forgetting about the truth of this moment until right understanding is strong enough and it let go wrong practice or what idea about I can do or something like that. And hearing on and on with wise considering, careful considering whether it's strong enough. And then it doesn't matter at all, depending on understanding what is there. Strong enough to understand that it's no one, only the conditioned reality from many, many conditions accumulated. All by accumulation, even seeing right now. And what is seen is also by accumulation and conditions. And this is life, life to life, depending on understanding of the truth, of no understanding at all. If there's no one enlightened the truth, how can there be the words of truth? So what we are hearing now is so true at different levels of understanding. And panya, right understanding is not wrong. It's so truthful to the truth. How much understanding of what is there now after hearing again and again and again. And this is the accumulation of right understanding to get firmer and stronger enough to understand what appears because of the strong accumulation of akusala and ignorance, not understanding the truth of it. So it's time to think, to consider what is there from the words of the truth, from the lighter one. No one, see, again and again and again, the difference between stages of sati and panya, again and again and again. Like holding the knife's handle, who knows how much it's thrown away? So very little, comparing to the accumulation of ignorance and akusala. So who knows that in a day there's moment of akusala more than moment of kusala. So how can it be developed so soon enough to realize the truth? It's not as soon as one wish or as one think. Because the more there is understanding, the more letting go of I, wanting or trying to do something. But the understanding of the conditions develop more and more and more. Even right now, just move one's hand, the way one sit, the way one walk, are conditioned by accumulation of conditions as vasana. That's why we can learn more and more about what is there now in a day to understand what is there tomorrow. Seeing is seeing, never be hearing. When it arises, it sees. And then gone, only that. So the most important thing, the best thing among all the conditioned realities is right understanding. It can understand that as it is. It has a reason, otherwise it's not there. And as soon it has a reason, it follows instantly. Who can stop the way it is? But learn to understand actually they are all dhammas, no one at all. And each dhamma has its own characteristic and its own function too. Just to arise to perform the function, to see, to hear, and then gone. And this is the moment of holding the knife's handle. No other way to make it run away.